So, Modular Bank, your banking platform in a box. But to wake you all up, let me ask you a question. Do you know what the death zone is? No clue? Anyways, that happens when you do a high altitude mountain climbing and you have no oxygen to breathe and all the conditions change fast. And now let me ask one question. Isn't the banking quite the same? So that you want to launch some new venture and you take into account the average time, how many release cycles you have per year, or what's the kind of underlying complexity in the systems, plus all the aspects that you need to put into or take into consideration when you speak about the compliance topics. It's huge. And things get even more complex and interesting that when the non-bank financial institutions get into the game, they want to provide the contextual financial services so that they bring the credit to the user journeys or provide payment services over there. And at the same time, there is a number of emerging fintechs out there. And for these guys, it's all about digital first. So I think that we have figured it out. That now imagine a situation where you have a number or a set of capabilities that you can easily deploy, set up basically like in minutes. You can set up, define, and configure your products, and these are immediately available for use. And at the same time, all the deployment methods are also as universal as possible, because now technology has enabled us to launch all of this wonderful platform like in containers, meaning that we are also fully infrastructure agnostic. Plus what is, let's say, maybe even the most crucial, as it's API first, it can be connected to any other ecosystem player. So, when you ask, what exactly have you built? Then the Modular Bank is a set of modules which enable the rapid launch of any of the retail or corporate banking use case. And here is a kind of a theme that I like to say, that it is so easy to make the complex stuff, but it is so complex to make the easy and elegant solution. And here, let's say, the knowledge base that we have thrown into this solution to build it up, it's basically the experience of building up from scratch nearly or roughly 15 different banks. We have been now there on the market for about a year, and the traction we have gained is quite interesting, so that we are about to release some interesting news quite soon, so that Frankfurt Stock Exchange listed banking group active in 25 countries. We have done at the most aggressive timelines the implementation for a new core bank, and also implemented all the new lending capabilities. And at the same time, another team is implementing credit facilities for a retailer, really interesting use cases. Or we have seen, let's say, our solutions being paddle tested at some of the world's, let's say, largest banking groups in the UK to tackle the complexity in the lending schema. So that's quite interesting. And as also, we saw that here was a wonderful presentation by Railsbank, or if you think about Thought Machine or 11FS Foundry, then we can easily ask also a question that, why is it even relevant? And there are three aspects. One is that there is an immediate need for a positive impact, and also to future-proof your banking business. There are a lot of examples where people speak that we are going to change the world, we will destroy the banks and so on. No, that's not going to happen. We need to provide immediate and positive feedback on the business bottom line immediately. Secondly, the banks, established banks and financial services institutions and non-banks have quite unique aspects. Namely, they do own the customer base already, and they have they own the, let's say, relationship also with the regulator. And this is something that both the fintechs need to have the access to the customer base, and also to get well with the regulators. So there can be quite a useful combination out there. And the future is all about ecosystems and contextual banking, so that even one can consider the relational capital as one of the underlying elements in the balance sheet in the future. Think about it. And as a last item, when you think that what kind of job do you hire the modular bank to do, it is basically to rapidly launch any retail or business banking use case in a very fast-paced manner. Thank you. Let's make the money move.
Thank you. Any questions? Anybody? So I guess it's all clear. Maybe I can ask, what's the biggest challenge that you are facing? So what's, the number one problem to grow the business?
I think it's, let's say that even if the large banking groups, they want to collaborate with the fintechs.
Okay.
The biggest hurdle is maybe the procurement.
Takes time, right?
Yeah, that takes time. So that if a large banking group states that we are very happy to collaborate, but then you need to change your operating principles. And maybe that's the biggest hurdle.
Yeah, but that's a common issue when fintechs try to work with bigger organizations, right? The decision process time is quite long. You have different, let's say, expectations. So I think that's probably also for you the biggest.
True, but this is manageable, so that you run like, let's say, multiple engagements at the same time.
Okay, good to hear. Thank you very much. Thank you.